Hi, today I'm just going to show you how to do some simple little flowers. Look a bit like forget-me-nots. So some little simple flowers. Knitted. These are knitted. Okay. Nice simple little flowers. Okay. So we start with, for this size, we're doing double knitting on size 3mm needles. So I've casted on 35 stitches. So you can do that in whatever method you use. And now we need to do some casting off to create the petals. So to create the petals, we knit one, then we cast off 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then we knit one, then we cast off 5 again, and we do that all the way along. One, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, knit one, and cast off 5 again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, knit one. 1, oops, counting too early then. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, knit one, and then the last 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So our stitches now look like that. So we've got spaces in between. So scrunch them all up because we're now going to change colour. So cut the blue off and use some yellow for the centre. And now we're just going to knit across the remaining stitches. It pulls everything in together. If you just want a small yellow centre, you can now do the finishing row, which is to break off the yarn and pull it all the way through the stitches so you can draw them up in the middle. I like a bigger yellow centre on my flowers, so I'm going to do an extra row of purl and then do the finishing row. It's up to you, depending on how big you want the centre of your flower to look and be. Okay, so now I'm just going to finish off by drawing the yarn through the stitches. So each time we knit a stitch, we just pull it through. Knit a stitch. Try not to get everything ravelled up. Pull it through. This is a bit of a long bit, but this is just a remnant that I have of yellow. I'll probably get another flower out of the remnant. And you can use these flowers to use up any odds or colours that you've got. You can add them to your projects, add them to hair ties, clips, other pieces of clothing. And then we have to sew everything together, which there isn't much sewing together on these. So just cut that off because I don't really need much of an end. Okay, so I've got my needle to sew it together. So what we do is, my knitting is always quite loose on one side, so I always have bigger stitches from some places than others. So that's the back of the work. So we need to sew into the back of the work, put it all in together. No, that's not the back of the work I'm sewing into there. I do apologise. Not that it matters, because you won't see that anyway, the way I've done the stitch. So that's fine. You will see that though. So let's just redo that. That's fine. And then I'll go into the back and do it from here. And then you just fasten that off and hide it in your work. Helps if it doesn't come out the needle. I have left a small short end, so it's not a very clever thing to do, as you can see. Right. Finish that off by sewing it in. And same with this tail. Not making a very good job at this demonstration, am I? Luckily it's more about how to create the flower than it is to sew it up. So right, they're hidden in there, and now we need to sew the petals together. Do the lower bit first. Sew the end in. And then the top bit of the petal. So I just need to sew that bit up here to this cast on bit over here, so it looks more like those bits. And then sew run your hide in. There we go. Okay, cut those bits off. And there we have it. A simple little flower. I hope you enjoyed watching it. I hope it was informative. If it was, please like and subscribe. Thank you for watching.